Hi everyone, my name's Charisma and I'm from the youth board at the Birmingham Rep. I am here today with Jerome, who played Edmund in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Tired. Got another show this evening, but I'm here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm really excited to speak to you.
Good.
So I watched the play twice,
Hmm.
absolutely loved it on both occasions, thought you were fantastic in it. So, what's it like to be back at the Rep then?
It's full circle. I did Light Post here, and then I've been to see a number of shows here before I joined Light Post. And to come back after having moved to London and done some training, done other little bits and bobs, to come back and be like in such a big show over the Christmas period is like, yeah, wow, it's happening, it's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. So, yeah, talk to us about, your time at Light Post and obviously your first experience at the Rep. What was that all like?
So my first experience at the Rep, I think I came to watch Lovely Bones, and then I watched Asking for It, and then I watched the Barbershop Chronicles, and then in between that, like Light Post was happening. So I had a friend that was coming to Light Post before I joined, and was like, "Jerome, come to Light Post." I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll come." A year later, I still hadn't come. He was like, "No, come." And then I think it was 2019, I want to say, that I came for one session, and then as I came, the directors at the time, Kieran and Philip, they had just stepped out, so CJ and Matthias stepped in, and then I joined, and then it was just like, wow, a space for black young men like me to exist in their full selves and come with whatever they had to come with, and just be, and then create things that I enjoyed, that I had an opinion on, that I could put my two pence in, was really moving for me and really magical. Hadn't been in a space like that before, so to have that in Birmingham at home was a real big thing for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad the theatre created such an inclusive environment for
Hmm.
you. So what attracted you to The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe then? Had you read the book when you were a child? Because obviously it's one of those texts that are
That
pretty
yeah,
avoidable
so
in British schools.
that goes round. I didn't know that I would be auditioning for that in the beginning. And then I got the sides through, and I said, "Oh, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe." And I'd watched the film when I was younger, and I'd watched it recently as well. And I was like, "Yeah, it's magic." A big thing for me growing up was magic. Me and my sister, we love everything to do with magic and just like the mystical. And so I was like, "Yeah, I can do this." And I had to read for Peter and Edmund, and then I got a recall, and they asked me to read just for Edmund. And I was like, "Yeah, a challenge. I like that." Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, what was the rehearsal process like then after you got the part? How long were you rehearsing for?
Rehearsal, we started on, I want to say, October the 9th, and then we opened on the 14th of November.
Wow.
It was, rehearsals were intense. They were really intense. Ask any members of the cast. It was intense. A good time, but intense. I learned a lot that I hadn't learned in training, and some things that I had learned in training finally landed in the rehearsal room. And yeah, I think moving from the rehearsal room to the stage as well for tech was a big transition. A lot of the things in the rehearsal room are just taped out. So this is your markings for the ring, this is your markings for that. And then you get to tech and you get to the stage and you're like, wow, now I see. Yeah, it was just a big transition.
I can imagine, I can imagine. So obviously Edmund gets a lot of backlash because he's not necessarily the nicest sibling to have, I
Yes.
guess. So was it important to you to, make a character like that more human, make him more humble,
Hmm.
compared to, like a character like Peter, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think for me anyway, in Edmund's not so likable qualities are the things that make him likable because they're relatable. I can't speak for everybody else, but me having a younger sister, I feel like there's parts of Edmund that exist in me and my younger sister. Just like the selfishness of Edmund, the also vulnerability and vulnerableness of him, and like how much he cares for his parents, and the fact that they're going away and they don't know where they're going, and everybody else seems just to be going along with it. And he's like, "No, guys, we can we take a moment to realize what's happening here? Why is nobody else missing mum, or why is nobody saying that?" And I think that's what makes him likable. His relatability to people's other siblings, to themselves. Yeah, so I think the likableness comes, like, you get annoyed with him, and then he gets stabbed by the witch, and then he comes back and you're like, hey, he's okay. He got my nerves. I didn't like him through the whole show, but he's not gone. He's still with us. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, to be fair. Like, his frustrations are understandable, I guess, especially in the time period.
And I
You're
feel
right, yeah.
with the White Witch as well, he didn't really know what was happening. Well, he knew, but he didn't know how far she was willing to go to get rid of him and his siblings.
Yeah, I agree. Although, speaking of the White Witch, do you think Turkish Delight is worth it? What do you think of it?
Edmund does. Me, Jerome, no.
I was going to say, yeah.
That isn't nice.
It's a pretty foul treat.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess just finally, why do you think Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe remains so beloved today? Because like I said, it is pretty unavoidable.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is the magic. I feel like being younger and even getting older, there's always a part of us that like, what's the supernatural? What's the things that we can't explain? And the simple thing of opening a wardrobe is an everyday thing for some people. And you go and you take out what you're going to wear. And then as a child, you make that into something so beyond what it is, opening a wardrobe and stepping through. And I think that's what it is. That magic, that little, I don't have to think logically. I don't have to be like, it's a wardrobe, it does this, or it doesn't snow all the time. Those little things go out of the way, and you just allow yourself to be immersed in and take in the magic and the unreal.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is just a magical story, and I'm so glad that it holds up today. Right, Jerome, just quickly as well, do you have any advice for anyone that would like to walk in your shoes? Any tips for young actors?
Ooh, I'm a young actor still.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
No. Knock on all the doors that you can, and when there aren't any answers, build your own door. Collaborate with your peers as well. I think that's a big thing. Sometimes we look to all the big stars in the media and those that are upcoming, and it's like, oh, I want to be friends with them. I want to do that with them. I think it's important to remember that you yourself and amongst your peers will be the next generation of those people that we aspire to be or look up to be. And I think that's important just to remember, cherish where you are, because you are where you're meant to be. So knock those doors. If they don't answer, build your own door, collaborate with friends, and just keep going. I think that's a big thing. Like, it gets hard and you get a lot of no's. You get yeses that then turn into no's, and then you get yeses, and then it feels like, I want more. Just keep going. Trust yourself. And if you want it enough, yeah, it'll happen.
I love that. Knock those doors, and if they don't answer, build your own.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Thank you.